Hello, my name is Susanna Barreto, and I'm presenting this article on behalf of myself and Paula Azeredo, who is the director of the educational department at Museum Nacional of Soares dos Reis in Porto, Portugal. So the topic of this presentation is controversial heritage, designing museum didactic materials for Porto's schools. So this study describes an exploratory educational exercise conducted by second-year BA students in communication sciences at the Faculty of Arts and Humanities within the University of Porto. And this was done with the National Museum of Soares dos Reis in Porto as well. So talking about the museum first, so this is a national museum and it holds a great collection of the 19th century Portuguese masters. And it was during one of these visits with educational director Paula Azeredo, which is also co-author of this paper, that the idea of creating storytelling narratives about the paintings actually started. So Paula was complaining that it's frequent for young school children look away when they see these paintings that are very static and very unlike the kind of smartphone, TikTok information that they're used to. So they look at them on the wall and that's it. However, when she attaches meaning to them, it opens up new perspectives and I would say almost like a wow factor. So we organized 10 student groups, each comprising about 1 to 4 members, and selected an artwork to develop. So the idea was, let's create something that translates the paintings that we see on the wall to young children, so they can explore and live much more what they have in front of them. So each group produced an 8-page booklet with artwork context and the artist information, trying to do it in a fun way, including quizzes and activities designed for use in the museum, at home, or in the school with the teachers. So we have these possibilities like a printed artifact or a PDF that you can download, and then, well, you can do it wherever you want. The methodology included visual analysis. As you can see, one of the students was taking a picture, observation, and informal validation of activities with the target age group through families and friends. This is the briefing of the exercise. So the project focused on developing engaging educational activities around 5 selected 19th century Portuguese artworks provided by the museum for the children aged between 7 to 12. The 5 proposed works were not easy, and students found it difficult in the beginning to translate them into something that is more readable by younger audiences. Actually, it was Paula who chose these five works of art, and I never got to ask her what was the reason behind it, but I think they're very different and they all belong to artists from that era. So the first one is called Indrainho Douro, and Douro is Douro River. And apparently the artist did this with his wife that is sitting on the boat. So this is one of the paintings. The other one is Window with Blue Blinds, and this painting was done in Italy. As you can see, there is a sort of a vertical shape, bluish kind of shape that, I don't know, it's damaged or something else, but it will later make sense with an activity that I will present. So this painting number 2 was, although a Portuguese painter, Henrique Poussin, was done in Italy. So this is a sculpture done by the most, I would say, consecrated artist of them all. Actually, the museum was named after him, so Soares dos Reis, and the title of the sculpture is Daughter of the Almedina Earl, and this dates back to 1888. Broken Apple Tree, so painting number 3. This is a difficult painting for the students because they look at different ways of trying to contorn the sad look on this woman's face and also the damaged apple tree. So they were thinking that it was quite a challenge to translate this to young children, but I think they manage it well, as I will show next. Last painting belongs to António Quadros, a painter that I met actually some time back, so it's not a 19th century from them all. In the students' opinion, the work was very dark and difficult to make it more fun, but we'll wait and see how this developed. So this is the first approach. This is the first booklet conducted by one of the groups. And as you can see, the project focused on developing educational activities around these 5 selected artworks. And the tangible outputs of this initiative include a printed booklet like this is, and a downloadable PDF. These are 2 selected pages of the booklet. I remind you that the idea is to have a printed version, a PDF, and students can do the exercises at home, at school, or even in the museum. So on the left, what we see is a sort of animation of the painting, trying to make it more fun and happy and positive. And then on the right-hand side, we have a short biography of the painter, Sousa Pinto, trying to explain a bit his life, his influence in terms of painting, and the way that he toured around the European. On the right-hand side, it's what we called a soup of letters. So they will need to find the words in this sort of square with letters. They would have to find the words tree, art, apple tree, Porto, and field. The goal in all these initiatives was to create memorable experiences for young audiences through playful activities and stimulating their interest in the artworks and enhancing their relation of information. In this page, they are invited to rate other works of art from the same artists. So it was also a good opportunity to get to know other works from the same artist, and they will rate from 1 to 5 what do they think is best. I remember this student particularly was very enthusiastic about this because they think somehow he had a sister, well, he has this sister around the same age, and apparently she liked this activity quite a lot. So another proposal, in this booklet, the students played with doodles and created an activity of spot the difference on the right-hand side, using the painting as well, and trying to animate the painting with childlike In this proposal, students created a dialogue between the painter and the woman of the painting, and throughout the booklet we can see them both explaining the activities and adding up to the story. So in a way, the story developed as a narrative between these 2 people. In this, on the left-hand side, what we see is the woman trying to get to a toolbox, and the idea is with that toolbox, she can use the toolbox with a wood what was left from the broken apple tree to create a swing. I think they were very concerned with the fact that they were trying to make something positive out of the broken wood and turn a sad story into a positive outcome. On the right, they are invited to draw the animal that they see in the picture. This is related to another painting, not the apple tree. On the left, through the images and text, they unveil the past of the painter António Quadros. For instance, the fact that he lived in Paris. And on the right, a few questions to activate their minds. For instance, how many girls can you spot in the painting? The plants in the picture, have you seen similar ones before? Look at the main girl, how do you think she's feeling? How many animals can you see in the painting? And what animals is in the painting? So we can't actually see the painting here, so is the blue painting that I've shown in the beginning. But the idea is trying to deconstruct the painting so they would remember it at a later stage. On the left, and this is another booklet, you are invited to draw the remaining painting that was intentionally deleted. So, sorry, first we have the maze that says, help the little girl try to find the boat. And then at the bottom, we're trying to stimulate the student to create what is left from the painting, the empty part. On the right, we have crosswords with words that are connected with the painting. This page is about Poussin, one of the artists that is featured here. And this work that he did in Italy is a painting of the blue blinds. So on the left we have the cover of the booklet, and on the right a description, a bio of who the painter is. They also took the opportunity to explain and give more data about the context. For instance, in Italy, whereabout in Italy, in Capri, and on the top we see another painting, and they're saying that that was the inspiration for the actual painting. And then on the right we have like identity card in which they will write the name and information about the author, a way of making sure that they remember all the information about this artist. And then on the bottom we see the artist Poussin, and again a maze to connect it to the brush. So about the same work of art, on the left, students are invited to finish the white vertical segment that is actually real in the original. I think you remember I mentioned this in the beginning. So they are invited to fill in that white gap with their own colors and in imagination. And on the right hand side we see a strapline saying, this is your time to paint. So the idea is to do coloring of that painting. Another example as well, I think this is one of the last pages of this booklet, and the students took the opportunity to include more paintings of the same artist with the aim of expanding their knowledge on the artist. So they'll have like a good catalog of paintings. Two more booklet covers. As you can see, the styles changing according to their own approaches, to their own softwares, to their own likings indeed. And like I said, this is a group of people. And in terms of the educational part of things, each group has conducted their own proposal. And then there's one day in which everybody presents to the class, and everybody within the other groups comments and makes positive suggestions how to make it better. So in a way, the product that you've seen here, um, the final product of this booklet, was initially conducted by a group, but then validated by a target audience of families and relatives, and by the class and myself, of course. So the last stage of this was going to the museum, National Museum, and it was the presentation to the board of educational sector within the museum, and each group has presented their proposal. It was, I think the students were very, very excited, and for me it was very rewarding to observe the students' enthusiasm and the potential benefits of this real world application for their professional development. And we are now at the stage of trying to find funding to materialize this initiative, as the museum is very open to that and is very keen. Thank you so much.